All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbruggen, broadcasting to you live from the front porch because it is raining here. Hey, good morning, Julie. How are you today? So, yeah, we got rain. Hey, Joe, good morning. Actually, we had a lot of rain yesterday. So, but I'm okay with more rain. Yep, got some paper, got a Sharpie. So if anything comes up that requires artistry rather than puppetry, I'm good to go. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Tammy. Hey, Holly. Salutations to you too. Good morning, April. Good morning, Dan. Wow, morning. 2 days in a row. Not bad. Hey, Laura. Hey, Kimberly. Wow, lots of people showing up. Hey, Eric. Hey, S. Hey, Gerardo. Sorry, I have a hard time with that name. Did you receive the package yet, Gerardo? Good morning, Kathryn. Hope you all have coffee. Hope you all have donuts. I had graham crackers this morning. Normally I have an egg for breakfast, but I was feeling starch deficient. And so I polished off a whole package of graham crackers, and they were delicious. Hey, Sarah. 0 rain yesterday? Wow. It was a long 45 up kind of around the Beltway area. The feeders were starting to flood again. There was that much rain coming down. I know, Joe. I love puppets too. So where puppets can be used, puppets shall be used. But sometimes puppets aren't up to the task. Hey, Stacy. Oh, good, Gerardo. Good have made it there. I think that little plant is an oak tree. Oh, the picture you sent? I'd be a little surprised. The leaves don't look like any oak tree that I've seen. So Kimberly sent a picture of a mystery plant, and it was little, and so it's kind of hard to tell it from a lot of other mystery plants. But we'll see. We can let it grow. Hey, Ellen. Wow, 3 inches. Nice. Hey, Wolf. The wolf is howling a good morning, tribe. Hey, Wolf. So that's how I described how to spell my last name. Elizabeth, Kathryn Elizabeth Graham says, Graham like the crackers, not the weight. That makes sense. So Graham. Okay. I always call it Graham. I'm a Minnesotan. We talk funny. A lot of fans of the puppets. Then you're going to like tomorrow's episode. So tomorrow is one day for state. South Dakota State University. It is one of my old alma maters, my favorite alma mater. September 10th, they are doing a huge social media push, and they sent a little puppet. Well, I mean, it's a little cutout of the mascot, and you're supposed to have some cool picture of it somewhere, and then if you post it on social media, and then if they like it, they'll send you prizes and stuff. And so be it. But I'm trying to think where Flat Jack will be. But he'll definitely be part of tomorrow's show. No rain in Shiro. 3.5 inches in San Angelo. That's good. Hey, Sherry. Good morning. Good morning, Donna. Donna says, good morning. Lots of rain here yesterday. Still raining a bit this morning, and it feels like fall. Well, then you're obviously not in spring, Texas, because it definitely still feels not fall-like. It looks kind of fall-like, except everything is green. But there's still definitely a moisture level that's above and beyond what is comfortable. Hey, Ricardo. Good morning. Oh, yeah. As of yesterday, I guess they were all sold out. So cool. Alto is the Cato Mounds Historic Site, so it's always exciting to go back there. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Cleo. Good to see ya. Wow, Stacy. It was 70 and rainy last night in Denton, Texas. Now, that would be nice. That's not what we have here. Everyone in Houston was watching and praying for the cold front to come, and it petered out, and we got 90s again. It's like, Okay, Donna, you are in Rockwell, east of Dallas. Cool. Okay, so you're probably near Royce City. That's where I go up and teach. Okay. All right, Tina. East Texas, wet, humid, clammy, warm, and definitely not like fall. More like East Texas. Good one. Oh, man, no cool front there in Louisiana. Ugh. Yeah, you guys are going to swelter as long as we are. Hey, John Mark. Haven't seen you in a while. Ooh, April, you are lucky. It's chilly here. Had to go back inside and grab a hoodie. Should have gotten some warm slippers, too. Yeah, I will say there is a slight breeze coming through. It's not, it's a damp breeze, moist breeze, whatever word is least offensive. But yeah, it's drizzly and hot and humid and still Houston summer. Okay, you're 10 minutes from Royce City. Cool. Holy moly, it's 63 in Weimar. That's not that far away. Oh, wow, that would be awesome. I'm looking forward to doing the donut shop at the beginning of the world in my Captain America hoodie. I have like a cozy Captain America hoodie on. It'll be great. With the drizzle, it feels like a hot Seattle this morning. Ew, that's a scary thought. When do the fires start? Wait. Today is Thursday, right? I'm confused. Thursday, right? You're messing with my head, Tammy. Oh, cool. Mark, you're back. Cool and drippy in Duncanville. So how long are you going to be back, Mark? And will we be able to get you on the show? On the Thursday night evening show, the Merriweather's World. It'd be great to talk to you. John Mark. Okay, so yeah, work life has been crazy. Ain't that the truth? Hey, Chris. Waiting for your questions this morning, Chris. Big truck. Holy moly, it's 46 out in West Texas. Yeah, you're out like in Midland or something up there or out that way. Man, I need to get out that way. It's funny how excited. Well, it's like, we've been let out of hell. It's the whole Catholic purgatory thing, really. I mean, the summer is the suffering and the sweltering, and then finally redemption. So that's how I see it anyway. But I'm your basic guilty Catholic boy. Yeah. Today is okay. Good. I mean, I was trusting the brain pill on this one. That I'm really sure it was Thursday. The only thing I could think of is I've just been working my ass off and just was exhausted and slept through a day, which would have sucked because I got a lot of things to do today. Whoops, where did Nicole go? There we go. Nicole, I was going to text my family in Minnesota to see if they have snow today. Nicole, my dad, as soon as it starts snowing, and every time it starts snowing, he sends me a text saying, "It's snowing, don't you wish you were here?" It's like, no. Dad, you've been asking me this for 21 years. The answer has been, is, and always shall be no. If I wanted to be covered in white stuff, I'd dump a bag of flour on my head. Hey, good morning, Nick. Good morning, Bonnie. Oh, man. 59 in Freestone County with a high of 78. Oh, jealousy. Yeah, that's a beautiful county, and that's a beautiful temperature, man. Man, that is sweet. Oh, great question, Kathryn. Okay, the acorns from the live oak tree, is it worth turning them into flour? Of all the oak trees and all the acorns in the world, the live oak is probably the worst for doing anything with the nuts. So I'm going to set my coffee down because I need my hands for this. I don't know what I'm going to do with my hands, but I just feel like my hands need to be free for this. So I'm going to add this. Okay, so there are two classes of oaks. There is the white oak and the red oak. And then all the other oaks you hear, the pin oak, the post oak, the live oak, the burr oak, all those are in one or the other of those categories. But the two broad categories are the white oak and the red oak. There are two big differences between white oaks and red oaks. First, the edges of the leaves. Hey, paper. I can use my paper. Ow, 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 ow. And I just banged my skinned elbow on the bench here. Okay, so white oak. This is not the tree. This is the shape of the leaf. Here, let me do this. Okay, see, it's a leaf. So white oak have rounded edges. Now, this is important. Okay, and red oaks have pointy leaf edges, the lobes. So white is rounded, red is pointy. The white oaks, they produce acorns every other year. It's a 2-year process for a white oak to grow its acorns. And one of the side effects of that is they're actually much lower in tannic acid than the red oaks. So red oaks produce acorns every year. And so for whatever reason, one of the side effects of that is they have a higher concentration of tannic acid. So it takes more leaching to do a red oak. The live oak is in the red oak family, or classification, however you want to do that. It produces acorns every year, very high in tannic acid. But wait, there's even a bigger problem. The live oak, when you crack open the shell, in most acorns, when you crack open the shell, the nut falls right out, like a peanut. It's not bonded to that shell. It just comes out. The live oak, the nut meat is bonded to the shell. So even after you crack it, you then have to dig the nut meat out from, each part of each shell. It's a pain in the ass. So in situations where there is no food, post-apocalyptic zombie type thing, yeah, live oaks, woo, food. Anywhere else, any other time, probably the least useful acorn out there. So, which is a bummer because that's mainly what we have here in Houston. So, all right. Let's see. There was a goldenrod question. Let's see. Well, good morning, John. This is 50 degrees, and I slept with the window open last night. Oh, that would have been nice. That would have been so nice. Let's see. Yep, Holly definitely tried. I found it to be more work than payoff at the end of the world survival thing. Maybe then, but yeah. Oh, dang. Tamerlan, good morning, Tamerlan. Talked to my sister in Grand Rapids, Minnesota last night at 8 p.m. It was 36 degrees, which is why I'm here in Houston. Hey, good morning, Deanna. Yep, burnt oaks are definitely, they have the golf ball sized acorns. They are absolutely wonderful. Very, very good. Yeah, they're like hail damage when they land on your car. So, oops. There is, hey, good morning. There you go, Jacqueline. Good morning, Terry. Here's a good. Any truth to the wives' tale about acorns tell winter temperatures? The deeper the crown, the colder. I don't know. I don't know. That's one of the weather things that I haven't really looked deep into. Over the year, I mean, I used to poo-poo all that, but over the years I've been noticing things. So, but I have not looked into this one, so I do not know. I heard someone yelling my name. Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw the Farmer's Almanac. They said the Texas weather will be inconsistent and odd, but then like up north, it's going to be another brutal cold, and what out on the East Coast, it was going to be just a really wet, and then dry out in the West Coast. All right, just a minute. I thought there was a question about goldenrod. Oh, hey, cool, Mike. I got the IC706 M2G ham radio put in the farm truck with a VHF UHF antenna. We'll be adding the high frequency this weekend. Cool, Mike. I also got a 25-watt ham radio to upgrade from my Baofeng. Okay, it's still like a Baotech one, but it has really, really, really good reviews. But I'll be able to pump out 25 watts rather than 5 watts, so I'm pretty excited. Let's see where I really thought there was. Here we go. Okay, Dion, I have tried some goldenrod and want to add it to coffee. Do I crush the dried leaves? Yes. So you want to dry the leaves and then crush them. By crushing them, you increase the surface area that the water can be in contact with to extract the good stuff. So yeah, just crush them up and add them to the coffee grounds. I usually crush them up and put them on the lowest layer and then put the coffee grounds on top of it and then get everything soaked through. So give that a try. Very good for like circulation issues in the form of varicose veins, for instance. Good point, Bonnie. When is Texas weather not moody? Good point. Oops, let's see. Okay, there it is. Okay, hickory nuts. Bernice, what about hickory nuts? Anyone eat those? The squirrels love them and make a huge mess. So many. Okay, there are several types of hickory nuts in Texas. The best one, of course, is the shagbark hickory, which are big. They're like walnuts. The main characteristic is that whereas a walnut has an entire seamless husk, hickories have 4 seams in their husk as you go around. And so the shagbark, it has a peeling bark and big, looks like a walnut, but it has 4 seams in it. You peel it off, you crack it open, you eat it, yum. There are 2 other common hickories in Texas. There is the bitternut hickory, which is smaller. It's a little bigger than my thumb, a little wider, but it's also flat. It's not round. It's not spherical. It's squished and kind of flat. And those are too bitter for humans to eat. They don't do anything with those. And then there's the pignut hickory, which is about the size of a large grape, or smaller than a shooter marble. When you're playing the marbles, you got the big marble. It's smaller than that. The meat is fairly bitter, but if it is pressed, you get a really, really wonderful sweet oil out of it that is absolutely delicious. But also, going back to the meat, and it's bitter, that bitter compounds can be leached out the same way you leach them out from acorns. So thanks to actually Dustin at Wazoo. I can't remember now, was it Dustin or you, Nick, that did the experiment of, in fact, I have my Wazoo survival gear t-shirt on today. Yeah, so it was either Nick or Dustin at Wazoo Survival that did an experiment leaching the smaller pignut hickories to see if it took out the bitterness, and it did. So they were able to use that, and then they were great. So, all right. Hey, good morning, Charles. Good morning, Terry. Wow, 64 in Victoria. How did you get the cold weather and we didn't? Okay, Kimberly. Okay, what's the fruit with the spoon-shaped seed that means colder winter? That is the persimmon seed. And so if you cut the persimmon seed in half, there'll be the black outer shell. Ooh, paper time. I need 3 here. Okay, so you cut the shell in half, and there is different layers, or the seed in half. And if it okay, I don't know how well you can see this. Okay, so when you cut it in half, the center has a long straight edge. That is a knife, and that means the winter is going to be biting and cold. If it has a stem and then a short flat-ended part, that is a fork, and that means it's going to be a warm winter, and there's going to be plenty of food for everyone and no starvation or death. And then if it has the short stem and then a big round part at the bottom, that's a spoon, and that means it's going to be a very snowy winter. So, yeah, so it's the persimmon seed, the Virginia persimmon, cut in half, and you look at it, and then you decide, is it a knife, a fork, or a spoon? Let's see. Okay, Bonnie, what is leaching? Leaching is simply the act of running water across some sort of seed or nut to extract water-soluble components. The perfect example of leaching is making coffee. In the case of coffee, you are running water over the coffee grounds, leaching out the caffeine and other materials, the water-soluble materials, and then drinking large amounts of it. In things like acorns and the pignut hickory, in that case, you are leaching out the bitter compounds that taste terrible. You don't drink the water. You just run water through them until you've extracted all that bitter flavor, discard the water, and then eat the much sweeter now nut meats. Yeah, if you're talking about goldenrod, the goldenrod helps treat the varicose veins, spider veins type stuff. All right, Wolf, yes. Doc, did you used to work for Workman's Friend? Yeah, I was the R&D manager, lead chemist, lead formulator, head lab tech, and repairman for that company. Yeah, so, yep, but I am no longer with them. I've moved on to bigger, better things. But I still have a lot of friends there. And so if you are buying it, it doesn't directly help me, but it helps my friends. So from a feel-good sort of thing, it really helps. And I got to say, the Workman's Friend stuff is cool stuff. Oops, someone was... let's see, Donald, good morning. 58 degrees in San Antonio this morning. Oh, what a great time to be sitting out on the Riverwalk with a coffee and like a hot cinnamon bun or something. Oh, that would be nice. Yep, and Nick is right. So I recall Colbert teaching us that individual oak trees, depending on where it's growing, amount of light, water it gets, soil, etc., can change the amount of tannins in the acorns. So he has favorite trees that make better acorns than others for this of the same species. That is absolutely correct. What is the French term, terroir or something, the taste of the land? That applies to acorns just as much as it applies to grapes. And what's nice is when you find a tree that has really tasty acorns, it will very likely always have very tasty acorns. Hey, good morning, Darlene. Let's see, I have mulberries and hackberries and chicken run. Ooh, nice. Happy chickens. When the mulberries are ripe, they run to them, and then I let them out to the coop, and now they run back to hackberries for fallen berries. You got some, don't have some fat, tasty chickens. Or I guess yours are mainly egg layers. I was actually thinking it might be another roasted chicken night. So tonight after work, I have to prepare a 90-minute presentation for the San Antonio Botanical Gardens next Tuesday. I got to write the article for Time Magazine. I got to cook supper, and I got to pack and get everything ready for the 3 classes I'm teaching up in Austin this weekend. So. Hey, Mark. Lots of bolete mushrooms coming up around here in North Texas. My son found a bunch for me yesterday. Going to sit down with all my ID books for a bit today. The multiplicity of bolete species in North America is a happy nightmare. That is absolutely true, Mark. There are, so the boletes, again, it's, I hear I see the words, I don't know the exact pronunciation. I'll leave it up here so people know what I'm talking about. But they're a very distinctive family of mushrooms. They look like a toadstool, but when you flip them over, instead of gills, they have little pores, little holes. So they're very distinctive, very thick, fleshy mushrooms with all sorts of cool colors. There are several that are absolutely delicious, and a bunch that are just really, really poisonous, and some that just taste really bad. And there's a lot of very subtle differences that you have to check to make sure you have the edible one and not the poisonous one. And so it's actually kind of a slow process. And there aren't any, well, I have yet to find some quick ways of identifying the edible ones, and I have not, because you got to look at so many different things and compare it to so many other things. And yeah, someday I will master Boletus, but I have not yet. Okay, oh, another good Chris question. Can you easily grow dandelions in pots for greens? Not well. See, here's the thing that people don't realize about dandelions. Dandelion roots can go down 12 feet into the soil. They prefer having nice deep soil, and they send their roots down, down, down into the soil. And now they are extracting the minerals from 12 feet of soil and bringing them back up to the leaves. And so trying to grow them in a pot, I've tried, and you get really wimpy, starved dandelions. So try it, but let me know what sort of effects you get, because I personally did not have good effects. Hey, good morning, Jenny. Made it on time today. Cool weather makes for good sleeping. I would not know. I don't have time to sleep. Yeah, mushrooms are a whole nother level than plants. It took me probably 4 years of study to get comfortable to the point where I'm comfortable with them. But even then, not all of them. Maybe a dozen or so edible ones. But start now and learn. Well, dill has a bulb, a corum, type root, kind of like an onion. So they don't have the deep, deep, deep taproot. They still need a big chunk of soil because they themselves turn into a big plant. But they don't need quite the depth of soil that the dandelions do. Yep, Bonnie. No wonder people who don't know their value cannot get rid of the dandelions. And that's absolutely true. Because one of the things, dandelions are considered to be nurse plants. So if you have bare soil, every time it rains, the water-soluble minerals get leached deeper and deeper and deeper into the soil. They dissolve in the upper layers and get pushed down deeper and deeper. So the top layer of the soil ends up dead. It does not have the minerals that a lot of plants need to grow. And so, the soil is bad. It's barren. But dandelions come in. They can grow in that. They stick their roots down deep, down to where the minerals have leached to, and bring them back up to the surface. That's why the leaves of the dandelion are so nutritious. They're so loaded with minerals, in particular, because they've been bringing them back up. And then they die and drop the leaves on the top of the surface. The leaves decompose into generally a compound known as humic acid. It's a huge, 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 huge molecule. But one of the nice things about humic acid is it's really good at lightly grabbing onto those minerals and also grabbing onto water. So think of it as it starts adding a super absorbent material to the soil. So then when it rains, the water, rather than just leaching all the minerals back down deep into the soil, it gets hung up at that top layer where the leaves were. And just the top few inches of the soil now are remineralized and made more fertile with the organic matter from the dandelions, and then the root dies, and you got 12 feet of organic matter mixed into that soil. So now the soil can support all sorts of other plants again. Hey, Evie. Oh, hey, it's 7:53. Time for the group take. Yay, group take. Okay, and someone asked yesterday if I would show the actual size of the pills. So we're going to start with the liver pill as usual. and I will show the focus. You know, I think I gotta hide my face. Yep. It's interesting. The software is designed to focus the camera on faces. Okay, so the full dose of the liver pill is for, I'm going to take 3 right off the bat. All right, and now let's see if I can do this here. I'm going to set that there. Will this work? I'm going to take the camera. Focus. Okay, so for those of you who are asking about the pills, yeah, the pills are pretty big. I mean, they are almost an inch long, but they are a vegetable-based cellulose capsule, so they don't get gooey and sticky on contact with water, at least not right away. If you hold it in your mouth for a while, yeah, maybe then it will. But, oops, I have to hide my face there, focus. So that's the capsule. So they go down fairly smooth. All right, so the liver pill, to maintain the proper liver functioning and increase its speed. And of course, now my favorite, the brain pill. I've been getting lots of good reports back, not unexpectedly, about people's improved cognition, awareness, even mood from the brain pill. And remember, you know, Amazon reviews if you've ordered it, and it's the same size as the liver pill, but the daily dosage for that is 3. I don't know if you can see. All right. And then finally the immune pill, which is probably the most important one right now for, you know, the world. Oh, and people ask, are these safe for kids? So the immune pill and the liver pill, definitely. The brain pill, I'm a little hesitant because kids' brains are still in the process of forming and doing all sorts of things. And so it's best just to keep them stimulated with all sorts of non-video game type stuff rather than try and soak their brains with compounds, even if they are compounds from mushrooms and plants. Just my personal opinion on that. Ricardo, they are 00 size pills or capsules. So in the capsule industry, they have different size capsules, and ours are a 00 size. All right, let's see. Oh, okay. Leslie, I had elderberry come up in the front flower bed. Happy surprise. Are they hard to transplant? I may just leave it. Another is coming up. No, they transplant really easily. And also they root from cuttings really easily. So, I mean, you just want to, dig up a big chunk around it so you get the soil so you don't damage the root. And then just plant it in some place that's sunny but gets a lot of moisture, and it will do fine. And then as it puts up new shoots in the spring, or new branches even, in the spring and early summer, you can cut those off and stick them in water, and they will root in like a week, and you can quickly build up your elderberry forest. So that's really cool. Mm-hmm. Yep, dandelions and mushrooms could take over the world. And maybe someday humans will be smart enough to let them. We'll need some time to talk about mushrooms. Bolete mushrooms are one of the safest families, but ID get complex unless you're trying to get exact, sometimes down to the microscopes looking at spores. Yep. Many, I'm assuming that many boletus edible once you rule out the toxic ones. No real hardcore deadly boletes. Yeah, that's true. But it's, I find, how do I want to say this? Sometimes it's best to over-exaggerate certain dangers to keep people from getting overly experimental. All right, Tina, safe travels. Good luck. Get healthy. Get me posted on the pigs. Heather. Okay, so yeah, the packaging is pretty amazing, isn't it? So the design was created. The graphic designer is a fellow by the name of Marius. One of those people that just goes by one name. He is a graphic designer over in Georgia, not Georgia the state, but Georgia the ex-Russian satellite country that a person knew and hooked us up with. And yeah, he does an amazing job. Since English is not his first language, there was a lot of back and forth trying to explain things and what was going on. But the end result was just really absolutely amazing. But yeah, I have his email address somewhere, and it's interesting. He charges by email. It's like $5 per email back and forth, which is a strange way of doing it. But it kind of made sense because, like I said, at least he kind of pretended English was, well, he's over in Georgia. English is not going to be his first language. But it did lead to a lot of emails, but the end result was worth it. All right, tribe. It is 8 o'clock. The battles begin. So, all right. Sorry, I'm just in my head. I'm looking at the day and going, okay, we can do this, Mark. We can do this. All right. So, mentioned there is not a episode of Merriweather's World tonight. You know what? I need to do a shout out. So I already, shout out to Wazoo Survival. Yay! And arbortrue.com for the best tree around. Okay. So shout out to ArborTrue for any sort of tree-based care. I just felt obligated because they actually paid for the upgraded internet that allows me to finally broadcast at a decent level. Okay, I got to get to work. Love you all. Have a great day. Apologize if I missed some of your questions, but tomorrow will be another day. So, all right, be strong. You got this. You're awesome. End broadcast and drink coffee.